Hmm.
Here we go.
Here we go. What's up, everybody? Welcome to White Men Can't Pod. I am your intrepid host, Ryan, and I'm here with Mr. Bill Cashy.
Question, Ryan. Would you rather get shot in the head or five in the chest and bleed to death?
Ooh, easy question there. Thanks for pumping me up for this episode. What you got, Wally? You got anything to pump me up?
No.
Oh, not even your normal catchphrase?
No, I guess I could do the normal one.
Not even the normal one you always would do?
Nah, fuck it. Not
Nothing.
tonight.
Wow.
Nothing. Wow. Can you give me
Yeah.
some Dragon Ball Z? Because you're wearing that Dragon Ball Z shirt.
You like it? I love it.
I
What do
would
they
have never
say?
known that.
They say things, right?
Kamehameha.
What's the? It's over 5,000. Isn't
No,
that Dragon Ball Z?
it's over 9,000, sir. It's over
9,000.
9,000. Yes.
9,000.
It's like you've never even watched Dragon Ball Z.
I tried. I really tried. I
I did
remember
not
everybody
even try.
one of our friends was telling me to try it and how great it was, and I just couldn't. I couldn't do it, man. Couldn't do it. Sorry.
Wasn't there a little green guy that would fight sometimes?
Didn't he kill somebody? That's what I remember. He like killed the main character, like a lizard man killed the main character, but then it lasted like 7 episodes. His death like continued over many episodes. It was weird. And then he
Yes.
came back to life and killed the lizard
Oh
guy,
yeah.
I think.
Oh yeah. Of course.
I'm pretty sure.
Death is.
Sorry if
Death
you're a Dragon
is.
Ball Z guy or
Yeah. Death.
gal.
Death does not have any say in Dragon Ball Z. People come back
Now,
from death all the time.
true or false? Same universe as Yu-Gi-Oh.
Sure.
False.
False? Okay.
Definitely Yu-Gi-Oh verse. All right, we're not talking about that tonight. We are talking about the movie Moneyball. A movie I enjoy as a more serious movie.
Yeah, this was
A
enjoyable.
a movie about real life. Not about basketball is about real life, right? That really
More or
happened.
less.
Pretty much. Oakland A's general manager Billy Beane's successful attempt to assemble a baseball team on a lean budget by employing computer generated analysis to acquire new players. That is the weirdest tagline IMDb has ever supplied. How'd you first see Moneyball?
I believe I watched it on Netflix a couple years ago.
I'm gonna have to say Netflix as well. It could have been through the mail, but I think it was streaming.
No, mine was streaming like
It came out in
COVID times.
2011, so it was definitely not a mail.
Well,
Like the mail,
they
get them through the mail was getting close to the end.
I
It probably wasn't over, but it was getting close.
because I was still getting Netflix through the mail when I was living in Cohoes by myself, which was like 20 up until like 2015, 2016.
Wow.
So there's a
Damn.
good chance that I was still
Okay.
Yeah, this was, I think, a COVID movie for me. This is the last couple years I did this.
I think I rented this off Spectrum, like the $5.
Oh,
Like
yeah.
it's just out of theaters. You can watch it now. I
yeah.
want to say it was that, or maybe it was a Red Box. Like I remember watching it shortly after it came out, and I remember enjoying it quite a bit. And it's actually a movie that I watch every so often. Like I have consistently watched this movie. Every
I don't
time it
think I've seen it
pops on
again, but it's
Netflix,
so good.
I've watched it several times. You've only seen it once
I think this is
until
my
this time?
second time. Yeah.
Okay. Box office game. You ready? You ready
Oh,
for
yeah.
the box office game?
Yes.
You ready, Wally? You ready for that box office game?
I will say
What's the budget? Let's start with the budget.
I will go with 45 million.
45 million. Bill, what you got?
Well, to rent out the A's Stadium was probably at least $35. But they do have a lot of different people in different roles here. 2011. You said 45, Wally?
I did.
I'll say 25.
Wally, you get it. It's 50 million.
Oh, almost
Brad Pitt.
right on.
Brad Pitt is expensive.
That's definitely the reason why I went so high.
Pitt is expensive. How much did this movie make? That's a big budget. How much did this movie make?
I'll say 60 million.
That's kind of right where I was headed.
Just a little
Yeah.
bit over the budget. A Brad Pitt movie
Yeah.
about baseball.
70
Yeah.
million.
$110 million.
Wow.
Wow.
110,
Nice.
206,000, $216 million.
I didn't think
Double
people would
this
care that
money?
much about baseball.
Big hit.
Yeah. Big is generous. It was a hit, I guess.
100 million.
Pretty
is a
good
lot.
hit. That's a
Yeah.
pretty good hit.
It's lower than oh shoot, what was the other one? Lower than Cool Runnings.
Sure,
Well,
lower than. But then we're
That
talking
was
about the
shockingly
about
big
the-
hit.
the movie industry in 2010 and beyond, which is a lot different than the 90s, right?
And
Yes,
apparently in
but
2011, you could still get Netflix delivered to your home. I've learned tonight.
Exactly.
Who knew? Who knew? Okay. I think this is Jonah Hill's like first serious role in a
I
movie,
believe
right?
so. I
This
think
came
so.
out before Wolf of Wall Street, right?
Did it?
Yes.
Can
yes,
I-
it did.
Give an old fashioned Mike DeFazio, RIP, mild take.
Sure.
He is a ghost, so
Mild
go
take.
ahead.
Jonah Hill is a good actor. I don't know if he's ever been bad in anything. I don't think he's ever been bad in a movie.
Let's go over that. That's interesting to me.
That's a
Let me pull it up real quick.
mild take. there.
Let's go back to the beginning. 40-year-old virgin, eBay customer. Great.
Excellent. Excellent.
Oh my
Why
God.
can't I just give you money and buy these shoes?
Oh my God, I forgot about that.
Grandma's boy.
Yeah. Oh, wow.
Excellent. Who wants to
Uh,
hear about my what did he say? My STD from the silent films era?
No, that's the other guy.
Oh yeah. it
He's
is.
the one who sucks in a booby. He sucked his
I
first
sucked on the
booby
first movie.
for 11
18
hours. For 11 hours. He was also in I Heart Huckabees for like a hot second. I remember liking that movie.
That's a movie I was supposed to watch and never saw.
Yeah, I don't know that one.
He's in a
He was in
movie
Click,
called he was in
apparently.
Click.
Didn't
He
see
was
that.
in Accepted, which you love, Wally.
Oh,
Fantastic,
he's good in that.
fantastic movie.
Yeah. Ask me about my
Underrated.
wiener.
Underrated movie.
Knocked Up. He was in
Yeah.
Knocked Up. He
I don't
was
really
in
like
Hu-
Knocked Up that much though.
It's a
I
solid
like
movie.
Knocked Up. I think Knocked
Eh.
Up's pretty good.
I feel like if you watch it again, you'll be like, no, I can't.
Especially when it's just like his group of friends. I think that's when it's probably the best. I like Jason.
the beginning when they're playing those games, they're getting high and playing those games in the pool. That looked like a life I want to live. He was in Human Giant, the sketch comedy show for a little bit. Evan Almighty.
The Steve
think I
Carell
saw it.
knockoff.
Yeah, Evan
Sequel?
Almighty. That's a rough one. Super bad,
Yeah.
great.
Superbad is very good, yeah. Which
Walk Hard,
wasn't-
Walk Hard, the Dewey Cox story.
I'm gonna
never
say
saw that
that's
either.
Not a good
Never saw
movie.
He's
Yeah.
just an uncredited guy in there. Here's where he went wrong. Here's one that sucks. Strange Wilderness. Saw this one in the theaters.
Never saw it.
No, haven't even heard of that
Sucked.
one.
2008.
Is that the one with the canoe?
Something like that. Forgetting Sarah Marshall as the waiter.
He's good.
That's a
in
good movie, but I don't
He's
remember
good in
him in it.
He's
He's
the
good 'cause he's
waiter is
like-
like, you sitting by yourself?
Yeah, take one of the plates away. I don't know what he's doing, but he's here by himself.
And then he like gives his mixtape to he's very good in that.
That's true.
Tim and Eric, Reno 911. He did a bunch of like little spots. Night at the Museum.
Battle for the
uncredited.
Smithsonian, the second one.
Funny People.
Uncredited.
Funny People was like 3/4 of a good movie and then a piece of shit
I didn't
Yeah.
see
the
it.
last quarter. It's about stand up.
The
Invention of Lying.
I've heard good things about that. I thought.
Yeah.
Never saw
Get
it.
it-
That's what's
Get
his
him
name?
to the
The
Greek.
British guy.
What about get him to the Greek?
I remember seeing it and enjoying
Enjoyed
it.
it.
I don't think it's a
Enjoyed it.
great movie, but I do remember enjoying it.
I don't
I did.
like
yeah, I
the
didn't
fact
see
that he's
that one.
he's the like weird waiter, and then this one he's like the tour manager for the same character. Like he's this two different characters for the same character.
Russell Brand.
It's still Russell
Oh.
Brand's like character
Yeah,
for
well,
forgetting
well,
Sarah Marshall.
He hangs
Russell
out with Puff
Brand's just
Daddy at least
terrible,
briefly,
so-
right?
Puff Daddy's good. Megamind, then Moneyball,
Yeah.
then
Yeah, so-
21 Jump Street.
I've only seen
Moneyball
part of it.
really was his first like serious role.
Django Unchained as the bagged KKK guy. He was very funny in that.
Oh yeah.
This is the End, which is an underrated movie.
I have not seen it still.
The Watch. That's the
yeah, that one's
Neighborhood
okay.
with Vince Vaughn. I think it was.
That one's all right.
I don't know about that.
Wolf of Wall Street.
Yep.
The Lego movie is very good. He's
very good as Green Lantern.
Yes.
Yeah.
How to Train Your Dragon.
Friends with Superman.
Yes. 22 Jump Street. Good.
Yep.
Hail Caesar. I don't think I saw.
I haven't heard of that one.
Sausage Party. I did not see the animated movie about the food.
That is a very, very raunchy movie. Like, that is the grossest thing I've ever seen, I think.
Wow. I've not seen it.
There's a bunch of weird shit in here after that.
I heard War Dogs was pretty good.
I haven't seen it yet.
He's like, he shows up in a bunch of stuff.
Yeah.
But he's not, he hasn't like.
Maniac, his show on Netflix with Emma Thompson. No, not Emma Thompson. Emma Stone.
Yeah.
It's super weird, but it was enjoyable.
He's had a really good, he's been in a lot of good movies, and he's been good in some movies. He's been the best part of the movie, even if it's not a good movie.
Yeah.
So this guy, great. Even in this, he's very good.
I mean, even if you want to take away credit for his bad movies, he's hitting like 850.
Yeah.
And even in some of the, like, I don't know if I think Accepted is a great movie, but he's funny in it.
You are a liar, sir.
I said I don't know. I don't know.
It holds up. I will say that. It's still, you can still watch it, and it's not, most of it is not that cringy.
Yes. It's very
Some of it is, but not most of it.
All right. Let's go to the movie. Let's go over the movie, and we're going to talk about the A's as well, because, you know, that's a lot of what happened here. So we can talk about the A's as well. We begin talking about the book, Moneyball, written by Bill James. You ever read this book?
Nope.
No, I had
forgotten
about Bill James until I talked about him in this movie.
And Bill James was a Red Sox employee at one point.
Yeah. I mean, the hero, of course, is Theo Epstein, but Bill James was there.
He started it all. Bill James wrote a book about how to crack baseball with computers and stats and analytics, which I think now has kind of like gone the other way. Like, too much analytics. We got to go back a little bit. Stop, maybe take that information and use it in a natural way instead of a stupid way where you just follow the fucking
4 pitchers every inning.
Yeah. You see that with Dusty Baker. Like I'm pretty sure he takes the analytics and is like, yeah, okay, I'm not changing this starter right now because that makes no sense. Whereas you have Aaron Boone, who's just like, what does the binder say? Please don't hurt me, Brian Cashman. I'll do exactly as you say. And that doesn't work, as we've seen. Anyway, it's the end. I love
the talk, though, this year of how, because they had such a bad year, the Yankees, you have to fire everyone. I have enjoyed hearing some of that.
Well, Jesus, it's ridiculous.
That's a conversation for another day.
It sure is.
We're seeing the end of the 2001 season where the A's lose in the playoffs.
Now, this was the Jeter flip, right?
No, that was much earlier.
Really?
Jeter flipped on the wasn't it the Mariners? When did he do that?
No, it was Giambi who got thrown out.
It was Giambi?
I could have sworn it was Giambi who got tagged.
I try to forget about that.
Yes, you're right.
2001 ALDS. Yeah.
Yeah, Giambi. The flip play. You're right. Jeremy Giambi.
Oh.
That's not Jason.
He was on the team that year too? Because it sounded like they had
When was the flip play? 2001.
Yeah. ALDS.
So Jeremy was there already.
Yeah.
Yes, he was there. He was like a backup, but he was
Jeremy Giambi is the guy who gets thrown out at the plate during the flip play. Anyway. Yeah. So Billy Beane's upset. The Yankees come back from a down 2-0 and eliminate the A's, and the A's lose Damon, Giambi, and Isringhausen.
Now I'll say this. I know the whole point is they lost 3 stars, which they did. But that was a team that won 102 games that year. They weren't starting from scratch.
That's one of my major points. I like
Yes.
this movie. I like Brad Pitt. I like all this. I like seeing there's some really good stuff in this movie. And I'll put that against other sports movies later. But the idea that this team sucked is just not true.
Yeah.
It was like not true.
They were setting it up to be like, this is a full rebuild for this
like
team.
It's the Pittsburgh Pirates.
Yeah,
you never heard of any of these guys.
Completely gutted, but they only lost the 3 guys. So yeah.
Yeah, they other than a brief mention of Isringhausen and then the love affair with Bradford, they don't talk about pitchers at all in this.
No, yeah.
We see Billy Beane listening to the game in the stands by himself in a stadium, just alone.
Stadium is huge, by the way, because it's a football stadium.
Right.
The one time I was there, it was a packed house because it was a game. It was a midsummer game and also fireworks for 4th of July. So there was like legitimately 60-something thousand people there, and it was like maybe 2/3 full.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, and no, they don't have football anymore. So because they're in Vegas now. Anyway, we see Billy Beane, we see Brad Pitt go to the owner and say, "Look, I need more money because I'm losing these 3 guys because I can't pay people. I'm going to lose them all." This is another problem I have with this movie because it starts out with him saying, "We're going to lose these guys," or "We've lost these guys." And then there's a whole part with the Damon thing where it seems like he does have Damon and Boston sweeps in at the last minute and gets him for more money.
Yeah.
So, the timeline's weird. We meet all the old guy scouts, the good old boys of baseball, the idiots who have earpieces, hearing aids, and they're all old and stupid.
He's got an ugly girlfriend. He's got no confidence. He's got an ugly girlfriend.
Here's the thing. This is obviously like the turn it up to 11 version of this, but these are actual conversations that will happen with these old men in a room.
Yeah. Billy Beane says, "What's the actual problem? Identify the actual problem." Well, you lost Giambi and Damon, and even though they haven't lost Damon yet, because we get that scene later where he actually loses them because Scott Boras takes more money from the greedy ass Red Sox. But
Johnny Damon, my least favorite athlete, maybe of all time.
What's the actual problem? Nobody can get it right. And he goes, "There's rich teams, there's poor teams, there's 50 feet of crap, and then there's us." Which is, again, not the case because isn't their payroll 40 million, 39 million or something? There's people that have way less payrolls.
Yeah.
Not many, though. That's even then, that was
pretty low. But yeah. We get a flashback to Billy Beane being scouted himself as a young man. And that brings us to tonight's eBay Wars.
Ooh.
Let's find it.
Which I may have.
Oh, there it
Look
is.
at that handsome devil.
Somehow I clicked out of it. The fuck?
It's on the thing.
No,
I know,
no,
but
think
for
it
other
means-
folks to see. I exit out of the window. Here it is. Billy Beane on the Minnesota Twins.
Not a rookie card, I don't believe.
Trading card, not a rookie card. Not a rookie card. Here you go, Billy Beane autographed card. It's not a lot of Moneyball merchandise to look at, so got to go with that. It is a Billy Beane 1987 Topps Tiffany signed autographed card, DNA Moneyball, whatever the fuck that means. Billy Beane 1987 Topps signed autographed card, Moneyball. This auction is for this item pictured. An extremely rare signature on an extremely rare trading card. It's a 1987 Topps Tiffany Billy Beane signed autograph card. Great. 100% authentic. It has been certified by PSA and DNA.
And
Thank
DNA?
you so much. That's what it says.
Is
Moons Itdrum 82.
Is DNA another
Must
You
be
know,
another
like
grading service.
Okay, all right. I hope so.
Another grading service. This is not
He
the
actually
end.
ribonucleic acid is DNA.
Yeah.
Yes.
This
He
is not
licked
the end
car.
of Billy Bean's career. This is when he started with the Mets. I think he went to Minnesota next after he failed, and then he was a Padre, I want to say, and then he was an A, and that's when he became like an A's front office scout.
Yes, he's one of those guys who played Major League Baseball. Like he's a failure because he was such a high pick. But he's
Right.
not
Yeah.
really a failure. He played Major League Baseball for a little while.
He did. He was a center fielder the Mets thought would be like Mickey Mantle.
Yeah.
Turns out he wasn't.
Nope.
All right. Let's get the bidding started here on this thing.
Yeah, we are currently tied. Bill, you did have the lead last though, so you still go first.
Oh,
It seems
suck
sketchy.
it, Trebek. Suck it, Trebek.
Okay. Billy Bean, not great. This would have been worth more after this movie came out. Price has gone back down, but it is autographed. $49.94
Why a 4?
is correct.
Okay.
49.94.
49.94.
I'm gonna go. I'll say $70.
Ooh. Ooh. All right. Bill, you're the winner.
No, it's gonna be like
Ooh.
$69.99, isn't it?
But while you were 1 cent off,
Son of a bitch.
ouch. $70. No, it's in fact $69.99. Wally.
Son of a bitch.
Sorry. Wow, that's funny. Ouch. Ouch. Billy Bean, his autograph's still worth something.
Apparently.
Okay.
I want to go back to the 50 feet of crap comment. So
Sure.
in 2001, the opening day payroll, Yankees were just under 110 million, and Oakland was just under 34 million. There's
Okay.
only one team less than Oakland, and that was Minnesota, which was all the way down at 24 million. So they're the real 50 feet of crap.
Which is insane because Minnesota beats this team.
Yeah.
Is that post Kirby Puckett then?
No, Kirby was long gone.
Yeah.
That's like, who's that catcher?
Oh,
Who's
wait,
that awesome
2000.
catcher?
Yeah. No, he's way gone. You're right.
Who was that awesome catcher who hit like 400?
Man.
Joe Mauer?
Mauer. It's the Mauer.
Yeah.
Johan Santana, Mauer, that
yes.
twin team. I'm pretty sure.
I was thinking 1992 for some reason.
2002, Oakland worked their way all the way up to third from bottom, so moved up one spot. They with 39.5 million for their average pay or for their payroll. The Yankees that year went up to 126 million.
Discussing what the Yankees do.
Yeah, because Boston was so far behind at 108 million. So
seems like 8 figures back.
All right, so we go back to the movie. Billy Bean in present day now. He's not in. We're not getting a flashback. He goes and visits the Indians, which is problematic because of the Indians logo inside the Indians office. But alas, this is 2002.
Mm-hmm.
He talks with Mark Shapiro, depending on who you ask, and tries to get some trades on. I don't think this is how trades are done, but I don't think you go visit a guy's office with 19 of his executive team in there and try to like pitch trades. I don't think that's how it goes, but that's what he does here. He's trying to get more money off the Indians. And he says something to Mark Shapiro, and Shapiro turns to Jonah Hill to look for his approval. And then Jonah Hill whispers something to Guy.
He looks at all his guys. And they all nod yes, except for the one dude standing next to Jonah Hill.
Who he says no.
Jonah's like relaying information through another dude.
Yeah. And then he says, "Oh, sorry, the deal's off." He's like, "The deal's off. There was a deal, now the deal's off. What the fuck just happened?" He's like, "No, sorry, the deal's off." And we meet Peter Brand, played by Jonah Hill. Peter Brand is not a person. It's two people. Peter
Okay.
Brand is two different guys rolled into one. So for storyline's sake, I believe they just mashed two guys together who were
Makes
working.
sense.
I don't know if they were working for the Indians either or not. He goes into the office and just yells at Jonah Hill and says, "Why does Mark listen to you?" And he's like, he doesn't want to tell him what's going on, and so he makes him go to the parking garage to explain what's going on. And then he says, like, what's going on? Why does he listen to you? And he's like, he doesn't usually listen to me. That's kind of the first time he has. This is my first job of ever. I'm
Yeah.
out of Yale. I'm a statistician,
Yeah. Economics
major who likes baseball, who's just using that to get into baseball. And he's like, baseball is flawed. The system is flawed. You can get around it by using these formulas that I've developed. And Billy Bean's like, all right, cool. And then he calls him later. We're back in Oakland A headquarters. He calls him and says, "Would you have drafted me?" To Jonah Hill. He says, "Would you have drafted me?" He's like,
Yeah.
I
yeah.
guess. And he's like, no, seriously, would you have drafted me? He's like, I guess. How about in the first round? No. Maybe in the 9th round? He's like, great.
No
I just
signing
bought
bonus.
your services.
Yeah,
You're
it
coming
says
to
like
work for
ninth
me.
round, no money.
Yeah.
You're
Either
coming to
going to
work for
college.
me. Fantastic. Peter Brand comes in, starts his first day, doing all kinds of formulas and equations and analysis, and he already has 47 player evaluations done.
No.
The whole
51 because he lied about
oh yeah,
47.
I don't know why I lied about that 51. He's got the board of what they need to do to win and make the playoffs. How many runs they need to score, how many runs they need to give up
Yep.
to get wins through formulas that he's written down. And he explains Bill James again. Bill James gets explained like 4 times in this movie too. So it's kind of annoying if you actually know. If you actually know what's going on, it's kind of annoying. We get the backstory on Art Howe, who's mad. He's under a 1-year deal. And
You made note of this last week, Ryan, but it was weird to see what's his name playing a baseball manager.
Philip Seymour Hoffman.
Yeah.
Yeah.
One of his
He did
final
a-
roles, I think.
He
Close to
did
the
a
end.
good enough job with it.
I
Yeah,
thought he was
did.
good. Yeah. I mean, he's so much younger than Art Howe actually was at that moment. Like, if you look at a picture of Art Howe, he looks like a very old man. But he's mad that he doesn't have a new contract. And we go into the first meeting with Peter Brand and Billy Bean and the old man scouts, and they talk about all these people that they actually want to pick up in free agency that don't cost a lot of money. And scouts get all pissed off because they think they had all this work done. And they talk about people like Scott Hatteberg.
Who?
He's going to play first. Who? Scott Hatteberg was a known player.
Yeah.
They talk about some other guys.
Yeah, I gotta assume it's just the guy was thinking only first baseman.
Right. Why would he play first base? Chad Bradford, some other guys.
Yeah.
And then we see
That's what I do kind of remember, but just because of his weird delivery, not because
Yeah.
he was a stud
Yeah.
closer.
Yeah.
he wasn't even the closer. They
He
make
was
it
He's like
seem
the
like
setup
he-
man, right?
he was a middle reliever.
Yeah.
From what I remember, he was just a middle reliever. So they talk about Scott Hatteberg and they're going to go visit him and sign him to a deal. Why do they need to go to his fucking house? It's for the movies, obviously. It's like New Year's night or something. They go to his house. He thinks he's done playing. Like, hey, we're out front. Like, okay, we're going to sign you to a contract. He's like, great. I want to continue to play baseball. Like, yeah, except for you're not a catcher anymore because your arm's all fucked up.
Which he admits,
gonna-
he's like, yeah, I can't throw anymore.
You're going to play first base. He's like, first base? I've never played first base in my life. Like, it's not that hard. And then the actual coach is like, it's incredibly hard.
On Washington. He later became like a manager.
Yeah.
It's incredibly hard.
We get a little backstory on Billy Bean. He's got an ex-wife. He goes and visits her house, and she's got her new husband there. And her new husband's trying to be nice, but doesn't know much about baseball, and
He's
is
a
kind
guy.
of annoying.
To quote R.I.P. Mike DeFazio.
To quote a dead ghost. He's there to pick up his daughter. His daughter has a cell phone. He's not happy about that. Then he brings his daughter to buy a guitar because she plays music. We see his career in the past continue to go nowhere. Then we cut to the film room where, worst part of the movie, Peter Brand talks about Kevin Euclid, the Greek god of walks.
Walks like a duck.
Hate this. I hate this.
That was true. But also,
Hate it.
he was, as they explained, a phenomenal baseball player.
Hate that guy. My favorite Yankee game I've ever been to was Boston loses to New York because Kevin Useless, as the Yankee fans would call him, Kevin Useless played left field and dropped several balls in the outfield. And yes, that's right. They put him in left field.
What?
He's not a left fielder.
He dropped several balls in left field in front of us, and we all chanted Kevin Useless in front of him, and it was great. And I'm sure he went home and cried.
He was
Yeah,
he was like Hatterberg. He was a catcher and then turned into first baseman, right?
He was a third baseman.
Oh, okay.
Euclid played third base, and I believe he was on the Red Sox in 2004, but he was a backup for Mike Lowell at the time. But he was there.
He was there.
Boo.
Oh no, maybe he had moved up. Maybe he was their starter at that point.
No, he wasn't. Lowell was the starter, I think.
I thought, but I'm looking at the team now, and I don't. Oh yes. Oh no, I'm sorry. He was a backup, not for Mike Lowell, for Billy Miller. Lowell was brought in later.
Bill Miller.
Billy
Anyway,
Miller, who was their number 8 hitter in 2003, won the batting title, and then was the next year was the 8th hitter for the Red Sox.
Yep.
Because they were studs.
Oh my god. One of the scouts gets fired. He's mad at computers. I hate these computers. Talk shit and gets himself fired. And Billy Bean's like, look, we have a long relationship. I'm not going to fire you. And then he pushes him. He's like,
you,
all
Billy.
right, I guess I'm firing you now.
I will now. And now I will.
Now I will. He gave me a reason. First base is not going well with Hatterberg. Everyone wants to play Carlos Pena instead.
Crazy, because Carlos Pena turns out is a pretty good baseball player.
The reporter is really annoying, and this never would happen. No reporter has the balls to ask the questions that this reporter lady asks these people. Nobody has the balls to do that face to face.
So you suck, right? Like, why are they playing you?
Yeah. So you get high and go to strip clubs. Why do you do that? Now, have you ever heard anything like that?
Nope.
No. Chad Bradford says, we don't get a lot of Chad Bradford, but I did laugh at this scene where he says, never got a chance before, Billy. Thanks for the chance. And he's like, never? Really, never? Oh, great.
Yeah. I'll pray for you. All right.
Okay, I'm going to need it. I'm going to go inside and not watch opening day. So text me the play-by-play. Billy Bean says to Peter Brand, which is a lot of what most GMs don't watch the games, don't go to the games, don't fraternize with the players. This is all real.
Yeah.
Which made me think of Jerry West, who is like the ultimate version of this. The old Lakers GM.
Yes.
Famous for like being completely like melted down, like can't watch the team go out there, like don't talk to the players because you got to trade them.
Yeah, they do a good job of explaining, like, I can't, like, have a relationship with these guys because I have to
be able to get rid of
them and fire them. And
yeah, I can't be their friend. Art's not using the guys that they want. We see the media crap all over the team, and then he forces Peter Brand to go on the road with the team. But before he does, he says, pretend to cut me from the team. He's like, I'm never going to have to do that. He's like, if you're going to be a general manager someday, you need to learn how to do that. And you're the assistant general manager right now. So cut me right now. He's like, all right, I'm really sorry. He's like, nope, wrong. You just need to say, we're moving on from you. You need to get the information from the team secretary. Like, that's it. And if you watch Hard Knocks, that's it. That's how all the cuts usually go on Hard Knocks. Like, sorry, we're gonna go in a different direction. You need to go to the secretary. Thanks.
Yeah, that's where we get the would you rather get 1 shot in the head or 5 in the chest and bleed to death? Which I
Right.
did like Jonah Hill saying, are those the only 2 options?
That's good.
We see Peter Brand on the plane talk to David Justice, who they picked up for super cheap from the Yankees. He says, why do I have to pay for soda? I'm coming from the Yankees where you get free stuff everywhere. Now I have to pay $1 at the vending machine for soda. And Peter says, well, the money's on the field. And he goes, show me where.
Where's my dollar on the field?
It's not on the field. We get a montage of the team losing. Both the guys meet with the owner and tell him that the plan's going to work, just going to take time. And then we see more losing. Billy Bean throws a chair out of his office window, smashing the glass and smashing the frame pictures on the wall. His daughter's there and hangs out at his house and says, so when you get fired, are you going to have to move away? And he's like, oh, I'm not getting fired. She's like, I read the internet. You're getting fired.
Everyone
don't think that Billy Bean was in jeopardy of getting fired. I don't think so.
Especially, I mean, obviously this is a movie. I'm sure it wasn't the exact conversation. But where at the beginning, the owner's like, I'm not giving you more money. You have to make it work.
Right.
Yeah,
he says this is a line that could be quote mountain. Don't read the internet. Don't look at the internet. Don't read newspapers. Don't listen to the radio. Don't talk to people. Art says, I'm not going to play the players. I'm playing the team in a way I can explain to people when I have job interviews in the winter.
Yep.
Billy comes in, sees the team dancing, specifically Jeremy Giambi. Boy, Jeremy Giambi gets shit on in this movie.
Yeah,
I
Good
feel like
grief.
this is pretty well true to life, but yes, he sure does.
Yeah, he gets crapped on bad. He's dancing. Billy yells at the team. I don't remember the GM ever yet. I've never heard these stories of GMs yelling at the team, but he comes in and yells at the team and says, you like losing? This is losing. And then like smashes the radio with a baseball bat and says, like, waits a minute for silence. He's like, this is what losing should sound like. Like nothing. Then he storms out. His daughter is going on the plane. And she's like, you're losing it, Dad. You're losing your mind. You're crazy. No, we're fine. I'm not going to get fired. Next day, he fucks over the manager by trading all the good players away. I don't remember this either. I don't know if this happened this way or not, but he trades away Pena so that Hatterberg can play first. Trades away some relievers so that Bradford can pitch. I'm not sure what else he does. And this is a part of the movie that I really like. This scene and then the other trade scene where he makes trades over the phone and he like gets a guy on the horn and he says, I want to trade you Pena. And he's like, why? Why are you the other guy? Why are you fleecing me? What are you doing?
Why are you giving me this all-star right now? What's going on?
Yeah.
He's a good player. He could be rookie of the year. All-star. He could be an all-star. All right, I guess I agree. Click. He just hangs up. And Jonah Hill says, I think he had more to say. He's like, when you get the answer you want, you hang up.
Yep.
I like that. Pete gets worried and says, you need to calm down. You're going to have to explain yourself. And Billy Bean says, if you believe in the system, you don't have to explain yourself to anyone. You don't have to do it. You literally don't have to. Then he trades somebody for free soda.
All my players paying for soda anymore.
You're stocking my soda machines for the next 3 years.
For 3 years.
That's great. Also, I'm pretty sure that they didn't have to pay for soda. Come on. They talk to the manager and they tell him, you can't play Pena tonight. He's like, I'm playing Pena. He's like, no, you can't. He plays for Detroit now. And then Jeremy Giambi walks in. He's like, oh, good, you're here. We're cutting you. Pack your bags. You're out of here. And Giambi's gone. Then we get a montage of them using the analytics.
Yeah.
What's that?
He had Jonah Hill cut or tell Pena that he was getting traded. And I like that little interaction.
Right.
Jonah Hill looks like, is he gonna hit me the entire time?
Yep. He has to put that to use. He's like, oh, good. We traded Pena and you have to go tell him. What? Yep. And we get a montage of them using the analytics to show them, the players, what to swing at and what not to swing at. David Justice is there working on his swing in the cage, and Billy Bean's like, I need you to do something for me. He's like, I'm not going to listen to analytics. Sorry. I'm 37 years old. I don't give a fuck. And he's like, you are going to do it because the Yankees are paying you to beat them. They don't want you.
$3.5 million to play against them.
Yeah, they don't want you so much that they're paying your salary for me. And he's like, what I was going to ask you to do is be a leader on the team. And he's like, all right, I guess I could do that. Then we don't really see him be a leader because he talks to Hatterberg at one point, and Hatterberg just
he tries.
It doesn't work.
He tries to be the leader there, and then Hattie's. I love it. He goes, "What's your biggest fear?" And Scott Hatterberg goes, "The ball being hit in my general direction." And they both kind of laugh. He goes, "All right, seriously, what is it?" He's like, "No, that's my fear.
That's it.
That's it.
That's it."
It's like, oh shit.
There's a funny thing. I was watching an Oakland A's 20th win documentary that came out a couple years ago, and they were talking about this. More of he actually was kind of a leader, but more by example. And at one point, I think it was the 21st game that they go into. He gave like a big speech, I guess, and they lost. They got their ass kicked. And at the end, he came back in after the game and he's like, "You guys, we didn't do it. I'm never giving a speech ever again." And then I forget who the player was, but he was like, then we just partied like we had won because we won 20 games, and we're like, fuck it, we're just gonna party anyway. We're just celebrated the 20th win again. Just funny. Let's see. They start winning, and then we get the great trading scene, which is awesome, where they want to trade for Ricardo Rincon.
Oh yes,
this is the best scene in the movie, where he calls various GMs to try to get Ricardo Rincon because San Francisco is trying to get him. So he trades one of his relievers to San Francisco for nothing, so that they won't trade for Rincon. And then calls the Mets to trade another guy to block the Indians from trading with the Mets. Yeah. And then calls back the Indians and says, all right, well, do we have a deal or not? I think your other deals may have fallen through. I think is great. Yeah. So they pull off all the deals, and then we get the slow motion fist pump from Jonah Hill when he takes the call for the Rincon trade with the slow motion fist pump. And then I also laugh because Steve Phillips, like the disgraced Mets GM, is in here. They call him. There's a couple other funny names that pop up. They get Rincon for basically a steal, but then they realize they got to cut somebody. So Billy Bean's got to go cut one of the catchers, and he's like, "Sorry, I'm about to get hot. I'm about to get hot. I swear." And he's like, "Yeah, sorry, we have to talk." And he's like, "I'm getting traded." And he's like, "No, you're actually getting cut." The guy's like, fuck. Billy Bean's actually nice to him, which is he goes against the advice that he gives to Jonah Hill. He actually is nice to him. They go for 20. They're going to go for 20 wins. We fast forward a lot in this movie. We went from terrible. Now we're going for 20 wins. Ricardo Rincon, he fixed everything. Going for a 20th win. He gets a call from his ex-wife. Says, I'm excited about the game. I didn't expect you to pick up. You've done a good job here. Your
Yeah.
daughter actually is excited about the team. And he's like, okay. And the daughter gets on the phone and says, like, you have to go to this game. I know you don't watch your team, but you have to go to this game. He's like, I'm not doing that. I'm going to a minor league scouting thing. And he's like, you
Yeah.
have to turn around and go to this game. And he's like,
It's
all
all her
right.
fault.
Yeah.
Yeah, the moral of this scene is kids ruin everything.
I'll think about it. He turns on the radio and realizes the team's up 11-0. He's like,
Yeah.
fuck, I do need to turn around. So he turns around and drives back to the stadium. But as he arrives, the 11-0 lead is cut down so much that they're down. They're losing,
No,
aren't they? Or there's a tied.
They tied. They tied
It's
it up
tied.
in the 9th. Yeah.
It's tied 11-11.
Yep.
When he's there and he's freaking out. And Scott Hatterberg comes in for a pinch hit home run.
Our guy.
Yep.
He does it. And they win their 20th game. And then Peter Brand says, like, we did it. We've accomplished our goals. Like, we are actually good. It worked. And Billy Bean says, yeah, 20 wins is great, but I want to win the last game of the season.
We haven't done anything yet.
I don't really care about 20 wins. Even though that is a crazy mark.
It really is.
It really is an impressive stat.
Longest in AL at the time. And then it was only behind like the NL, which was 26, and that included a couple ties in there. So it's very impressive.
Billy's happy, but he wants the ring. But they lose to the Twins in the playoffs. Like we said, the $24 million payroll. They lose to the Twins. Ouch.
Yeah, I don't think Billy's ever got one.
You don't think Billy's ever gotten one?
I don't think he's ever gotten a ring.
Yeah.
No, he hasn't.
2002, Minnesota did bump up. They were $1 million ahead of Oakland, so they've spent $40 million to Oakland's 39.5.
Okay.
So yes, payroll wins. That's the moral, right? Payroll always wins. Money talks.
Everything.
Payroll wins. Then we get a scene of Billy Bean visiting the Boston Red Sox.
Yeah, I actually do vaguely remember as a Red Sox fan hearing about this, being excited that we might get Billy Bean, not really understanding what that meant, but just that he was a sought-after guy and a good GM.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
There's no doubt this guy is a good GM. Like,
yeah,
the amount of time and rebuilds and piecing things together that has happened for this team, I mean, that's pretty crazy.
Even like to present day, though, even when they get bad, like the next year they've turned around again.
Yeah.
They haven't really been top of the division a ton, but they've been like there.
They haven't been this good, like 103 win good.
No.
So he meets with the Red Sox and has this conversation in the rain, basically in Fenway, where he's like with John Henry, the owner of the Red Sox, and John Henry says, like, this is a real ballpark.
Yeah.
Your ballpark sucks compared to this place.
Uh-huh.
And he talks about how impressive of a job he did and how he, how impressed he is and how everybody else is a dinosaur and you're the first guy through the wall. So you're bound to get bloody and beat up by the media, but you're actually the smartest guy. And Billy Bean's like, Brad Pitt's like, thanks for taking the meeting. Like, this was really nice of you to do, but like, yeah, I know you're not giving me the job. And he's like, no, I'm going to make you the highest paid GM in all of sports. Yeah. He's like, oh, okay. Then he goes back to the A's and he talks to his right-hand man, Peter, about what to do. And he's not sure what to do. And the season was a failure. Peter's like, no, it wasn't a failure. Like, look at this film of a minor league guy hitting a home run he didn't realize he hit.
Oh, I love that one. That was a great video.
On first base.
He slides back into first base, and everyone's like, no, actually, you hit a home run. And he gets help running the bases from the other team. And Billy Bean gets a tear in his eye and says, baseball is romantic, I guess, still. And then that leads to him turning down the Red Sox
Crazy.
and staying
Which-
with the A's.
A bummer at the time. I thought, no, thank God. Because while Billy Bean is a great GM, the Red Sox then turned to Theo Epstein, the greatest GM in the history of sports. And I'm not just saying that as a Red Sox fan. I'm saying that because he got first the curse-ridden Red Sox World Series, then the more curse-ridden Cubs World Series. He's the best to ever do it.
Yeah. It's hard to argue with you, Bill. It is very hard.
Where's
to
he
argue
working
with you
now,
there.
though? Where's he working now?
Wherever he wants to work now.
He doesn't work in baseball.
He's got nothing left to do.
Nothing left to do. He's got the Mets.
No, they won in like 68 or something, didn't they?
They're not doing too good. What about the Pirates?
I mean,
Come on,
come on.
Pirates.
He just works for Major League Baseball in general, so he's waiting to take over.
Is that
as
what it is? Is
president
that
of
what he's
baseball.
doing now? He's working at in general for the league.
He's just a consultant for Major League Baseball.
I thought he was on like Wall Street or something.
So he's gonna essentially be emperor of baseball soon, I hope.
Oh, is that what it is? Maybe he can be a better commissioner than the shitty one we got now.
Absolutely. Lemoyne loves the title of them, even though he didn't really go there.
He didn't really go there, and he sucks. So why do you keep doing that? So he turned down the Red Sox, stays with the A's because he likes what they've been building. It doesn't work out for him though, because obviously the A's never fucking win. And I'm pretty sure the Red Sox ousted the A's the next year. In
2003, they ousted the A's, and then
they got beat by Aaron Boone.
And whoever his name is, the current coach of the Yankees,
Aaron Boone beat them. And then
oh yeah, that's right.
who was the manager of the Red Sox everybody hated from that game?
I actually liked him, Grady Little.
Grady Little. He
I
got
actually
fired
didn't
for
mind
that.
him. Now again, I didn't like that they fired him, but then they got Terry Francona, so it worked out.
Yeah.
But
right, Grady Little.
That actually, I felt bad for because he let Pedro Martinez stay in the game. The best pitcher on the team said, I don't want to come out, so we let him stay. And he got roasted for it.
Yeah. After he turns down the Red Sox, he gets a call from his daughter or gets a CD from his daughter or whatever it is. I don't know. Mixtape. She sings her song again to him, where at the end she says, "You're a loser, Dad." So we find out the real reason he turned down the Red Sox because he wants to stay close to his daughter.
Yeah, that was a good ending. You're a loser, Dad.
Yeah. You're just a loser.
Yeah.
You're just a loser, Dad. Where is Billy Bean now? He's not the GM anymore.
No, he's
the
CEO.
He's like an executive. Yeah, he's
executive vice president.
Yeah, he's been promoted. He's still with the A's, but
the A's. Yeah,
but more top level executive. I think he has other people underneath him doing
minority owner too. He's got a stake in him.
Yeah.
Also, Barnsley FC.
What's up?
He's also a minority owner of Barnsley FC of the EFL.
Oh.
Okay. Interesting. Since
a lot of soccer stuff.
So I've been looking at the payrolls basically from 2021, 22 opening day payrolls all the way back to 98. The highest the A's ever got was the 16th highest payroll. Most years they were in the bottom 5 of payroll, so they to even get that close a couple times is incredible with the money that they don't spend.
It does make you wonder what would happen if they had a real owner who would actually pay for things like a good stadium or a team.
So here's one of my I like this movie. I think it's really good. Before we get to Quote Mountain and everything else, here's my criticism of the movie. The team was not bad. This team was not bad. They had Tim Hudson, Mark Mulder, Barry Zito, Eric Chavez, Miguel Tejada. All those guys were really good, even good at the time.
Yes.
Art Howe did not like his portrayal of this. It's very disappointing to know that you spent 7 years, gave your heart and soul, and helped it get to the postseason for 3 years, won over 100 games, and this is the way Billy Bean feels about you. Hal
Yeah.
said
It's rough.
that the producers did not contact him about his portrayal. Hatterberg himself said Hal was not portrayed accurately. Said Art Howe was a supporter of mine. I never got the impression from him I was not his first choice. He mentioned how Howe and Bean did have a turbulent relationship, though. Players such as Giambi and Chad Bradford already were on the team before they talk about them being added.
Yeah.
Giambi and Pena trades did not occur at the same time either. There you go. So Art Howe is not happy with his portrayal in this movie.
Yeah.
Said he was.
I think he just said like that guy looked weird.
Who was that guy? All right,
This
quote.
is
Go
is
ahead.
the first baseball movie to be nominated for Best Picture Academy Award since Field of Dreams, 1989.
Nice.
There was another bit of trivia that I liked. Oh, since there was no money to shoot in all the stadiums the A's visited, Dodger Stadium was dressed up as 8 different ballparks.
Nice.
Oh, nice.
I love it. All right, Quote Mountain. Are there any quotes here that belong on Quote Mountain?
It would have to be like a long.
Yeah, they're all long. 50
They
feet of crap.
It's
50 feet of crab.
or the
I hate
would
losing,
you rather
Shabby. I hate it. I hate losing more than I even want to win.
when your enemy's making mistakes, don't interrupt them. Let them keep going. Say thank you. I mean, these there's not many good quotes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, this is if you lose the last game of the season, nobody gives a shit. That's kind of true to life.
That's a good
Yeah.
one.
Anybody
let's
who's
go with that one.
not rebuilding their team using your model, they're dinosaurs. They'll be sitting on their asses on their sofas in October watching the Boston Red Sox win the World Series, which they didn't do right away.
Until 1 year later.
They didn't do it right away, and they
You
beat the
remember
A's.
2003 watching that with me and new friend Ashley at the time?
I hated it. 2004.
No,
Nothing.
2003 when we were freshmen watching it in our
Watching them
dorm.
lose
Yeah.
to the Yankees, to Boone. Yes, I remember how angry you were.
Yeah, I just remember it was silent. Ashley didn't say a word, just got up and left. I just shut off the TV and went to bed.
The tension was high. The tension was high when that happened. I don't know if we talked about that for a few days.
I don't believe we did.
And then the reverse happened when the next year. I just like, I can't believe this is happening.
Oh, it was best. Because Ashley and I went out in 2004 looking for like a party, and at the time, there were not Red Sox fans everywhere. The front runners were not there. So we were in central New York looking for a Red Sox party and could not find one.
No, because there were no Red Sox fans in New York.
Yeah,
they were not.
Surprising, Bill. It's surprising that you couldn't find a Red Sox party in the middle of the state of New York.
Don't worry, we got up the next day and drove to Boston and partied for a full weekend.
Yeah, you went to the parade and everything.
Oh, I sure did. It's hazy to me, but I was there.
On a whim, you just got like, I'm going to this. It may never happen again. I have to go.
Yeah, it was awesome.
You did it. All right. We talked about stats and goose. Most valuable player of this movie, Brad Pitt or Jonah Hill?
I was gonna say it's gonna be Brad Pitt, but maybe it's Jonah Hill.
Brad Pitt's great in this movie. Jonah Hill's also great in this movie.
I think it's Jonah Hill. Yeah.
This movie is uplifting, but it's also like I have these movies where I'm like, I just want to be depressed. I'm just going to watch this movie. It also kind of fits in that category too, where it's like, oh, this is a depressing movie. I'm just going to get in that space.
Yeah, the difference between this and other baseball movies is the other like fake baseball movies also are just winning the pennant or just getting to the playoffs or whatever. They don't have to win for it to be a great ending. But in this, they lose at the end, so it is more depressing.
And they lose, and then that they continue to lose, like have never won.
Win it the next year or whatever.
Right. All right. So Brad Pitt gets it. Is this Brad Pitt's
Jonah Hill?
Is this Brad Pitt's best movie? Like, is this his best work? It's pretty good.
11?
Ocean's 11?
Maybe.
He's good in that movie, but I don't know if he's like in it enough to Like, he's in it a lot, I guess, but is he like that interesting in that movie? He just eats a lot of food, and
Yeah,
he's always eating in that movie.
He's mostly not talking and having one-sided conversations with George Clooney, I guess.
Yeah, right.
Yep.
He eats
think
and
we
then he
need another-
yells at
right, we'll
the
get
guys
another.
playing poker.
Fight
Yeah.
Club is, I haven't seen it in a long time, but that's
Oh, Fight Club. That's his best movie. Fight Club
Probably.
is for sure.
I also remember
Probably.
very
Sure.
much liking Mr. and Mrs. Smith, but I think that had more to do with Angelina Jolie.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that is probably true because that movie was garbage. Yeah. That movie
Wow.
was bad. That movie was
Wow.
bad.
All right, final verdict. Tough one.
Boy.
It's good.
Listen,
Is it better than Sandlot?
absolutely not. I'm gonna give it a 7 even.
Is it better than Cool Runnings?
We'll find out.
Ooh, I don't think it's better than Cool Runnings. I'll give it a 7.2.
Give me a 7.4.
So 7.2 is its average. All right. That puts it tied with Miracle
Okay.
and the Mighty Ducks. Miracle and the Mighty Ducks.
I feel like it's better than both of those movies. I ranked it too low. Okay. All right. Next review. Who's up next?
Believe it to be Wally.
Wally.
Oh, that is true. It is me.
Spin the wheel,
I
make
do
a
not-
deal. Spin the
Yeah,
wheel,
I don't have
make a
that
deal.
set up yet. So
Get it set up.
I'm gonna take baseball back out.
Yeah, we've done a lot of baseballs.
Yeah.
The best movies are baseball movies.
Is golf one of the categories on your wheel?
Should be.
It is.
Okay, it
It
hasn't.
has not
There's
come
a
up.
fuck ton of golf movies. It should be on there.
I have 2 on my
I've-
list. Currently,
I found
there's
it.
a lot.
I found it very difficult to think of golf movies that you're
Happy
able
Gilmore.
to find. So
Happy
we
Gilmore.
went through Happy Gilmore on the old show.
We
There's a
never did
bunch.
that. No,
No, we didn't. We did Billy Madison.
we did not. We did Billy Madison, not Happy Gilmore.
We didn't do
We didn't.
we didn't do Happy Gilmore.
Nope.
Are you sure? Because I feel like we talked about Bob Barker punching him.
I'm
We
sure it's
talked
in-
about it in the other review, but we didn't actually watch it.
Also, I think we talked about how Bob Barker was the connection to Happy Gilmore, the wrestling connection. But
Yeah.
Yes.
there's also Bagger Vance. I don't know anything about it other than Will Smith is in it, and it's a golf movie.
Legend of Bagger
So-
Vance.
I got football though, so we will be watching Remember the Titans on Disney Plus.
Excellent choice. I
Love
was
that
just
movie.
talking to someone about this.
Left side. Strong side. This movie is great. Denzel.
Oh,
Such a good
I
movie.
said
Yeah.
this is
Ryan
how
Gosling.
this past weekend. I don't know how it came up, but I said, "Oh yeah, Donkey Lips," and the person I was talking to, who is in her late 20s, had no idea who Donkey Lips was.
It's not Donkey Lips though.
It is
the-
Donkey Lips.
It's not Donkey Lips. It's the other guy.
Oh,
The
is
guy
it?
from Boy. It's the guy from Boy Meets World.
Is that not Donkey Lips?
No, they're not the same person.
Are you
guy from-
sure?
Oh, right, because
Frankie Stakino and
Frankie
Donkey Lips
Stakino's
are
in
not the
this.
same
Yeah.
guy.
Are you
Who is-
sure?
who is Donkey Lips?
Michael Bauer?
That's not who is in this movie.
Are
Isn't
you
it Frank?
sure?
Frankie Stakino is in this movie, isn't
Yes,
he?
Frankie Stakino is in this movie because
I
he sings.
agree.
He
That's
tries
the
to
same
make
person.
yeah, that is not the same person.
That's not Donkey Lips. Donkey Lips is a different guy.
Are you sure?
Yes. Yes, I'm
Yes, I'm
100%
looking at it
sure
right
they're not
now.
the same person. Frankie Stakino is Vader's son, the
Yes, he
wrestler.
is.
Blowing my mind
Donkey
right
Lips was the only other thing Donkey Lips was in was Dude, Where's My Car?
now. Zoltan.
Zoltan.
Was he not in
You
Evolution?
could- Oh my God, this is not the same person.
They're not the same.
This is blowing my mind. They don't even look that much alike.
They're not.
No,
They don't
they
look
don't.
anything alike. They don't look anything alike. What the hell is happening?
Oh my God.
Remember the
they're
Titans is a
insane.
fucking awesome movie, though. I love that movie. I love the other coach. Like the coach drama. Oh man.
Oh yeah.
This movie gets me fired up. Talking about a movie that gets you going. All the speeches in this movie.
Very good choice. I will
The
say.
Gettysburg.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
Oh god.
Oh, they go to Gettysburg. Yeah.
Forgot about that. So good.
Some great stuff in this movie. It's a good movie.
Some good Motown.
Motown songs. This is fantastic.
That's not ridiculous. Oh my god.
This is gonna be. Yeah, what are you doing?
It is
What's going
twisting
on
your mind
here?
right now.
Blow your mind. They're not even close. They don't even look anything alike.
I mean, they kind of look alike.
There are two fat guys. That's the only thing.
That white
That
guys
is-
with beards. They're close.
Sure, I guess.
Sure.
When does Frankie Stachino have a beard?
In his IMDb picture.
Oh,
I think he's in shape now, right? Isn't that the thing?
He's much skinnier now.
oh, that too. Yeah, he is in shape.
I think
But he's
in
not
shape.
in this movie.
Frankie
No, he is
Stachino is in shape and he's in this movie, but he's not in shape in this movie.
Yes.
Jesus Christ.
Wow.
What a night. What a
Learn
night.
something new every day.
Jesus.
What?
I feel like this is probably like the third time I've learned it, but it's shocking me.
Like I could see you messing up Varsity Blues with Frankie Stachino.
No, Billy
Is
Bob
that
is an
not-
entirely different human
Billy
being.
Bob and Frankie Stachino being fat linemen,
No,
kind
not
of
even
same
close.
kind of characters.
I was
Not
gonna
even
say,
close.
is that not the same person?
No, Billy Bob is not. What the hell is happening? There's a lot of fat bias going on here. Team Fat is being just rejected. They're different people. Not every fat person's the same.
I'm part of the team. I can say these things. I'm part of the team.
Can
Wow,
you?
wow,
part
he's
of
being appropriate.
You're not part of Team Fat. What the hell are you doing?
50 pounds says I am.
Jesus Christ. Okay.
Now, is Billy Bob also the same guy who plays the fat guy in
Don't do it. Don't do it to me.
not another teen movie? Not another teen movie? Is it the same fat guy?
I don't. Maybe. I don't know.
No.
I don't know.
Mm.
What? He's dead?
Oh, who's dead?
Billy Bob's dead.
Billy Bob is dead.
Oh,
Yeah, Billy Bob's dead. You didn't know that?
I'm sure I did when it happened, but I forgot.
Oh yeah, he's dead.
Oh, he was not a movie, and also Good Burger.
Sure. I'm looking to see who the fat guy from Not Another Teen Movie is.
was
It
his
is him.
character name Reggie Ray? I feel like his character name was Reggie Ray,
That might
and
be
now this guy is very skinny now. Yeah,
Ron Lester.
yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway. Reggie Ray. Who was Reggie Ray? Billy Bob?
He
He played the same
No.
character in both movies.
He did.
He played the
No
same
way.
character. He played Billy Bob and Reggie Ray, who was Billy Bob and Not Another Teen Movie, basically. Making fun. Right?
Yes.
Isn't he the
Yes,
same
yes.
guy in both
himself,
movies?
yes,
That is correct.
Jesus
Oh, that's great.
Christ.
that's fucking great.
This poor guy. This poor guy. He lost weight though. He was at one point 508 pounds. Holy shit.
Yeah.
He went through experimental bypass surgery. Wow. He had 14 plastic surgeries. Jesus Christ, this poor guy. Damn.
I think we
That's
should probably wrap up
He's on Freaks and Geeks.
the actual podcast because
Great show.
we're literally not talking anymore.
You're right. Let's wrap it up.
makes for great audio here.
Yeah.
Makes for great audio.
That's what we do here.
Our producer will clean it up. It's fine.